My aunt's a big fan of your little backgrounds.
Oh, thanks, Auntie.
She left a comment on YouTube about it.
Oh, did she?
She likes Johnny's Haunted Mansion too.
Oh, my shower curtain.
Oh, that's the shower curtain that had James terrified to take showers.
And James couldn't take a shower because the eyes were looking at him.
What's up, guys, and welcome to Quick Diz News episode number 4. I am your host, Tim LeBeau, alongside Sarah Castano.
Hey, howdy, hey.
And Johnny Castano.
Hello.
Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and read us on Apple Podcast. It really helps the channel out and the podcast out. Check us out on Quick Diz Takes Facebook page and www.quickdiztakes.com, our new and very exciting website. And also check us out at Quick Diz Takes Tim on Instagram. And Sarah, did you get your Instagram up yet?
I did. It's Quick Diz Skook.
Quick Diz Skook. So there you go. Check that out if you get a chance as well. And so we are already running late with our show tonight because we got Sarah a new mic and we can't get it to work.
It's very pretty though, friends. It's very pretty.
Technology is fun. But we will eventually get that working. But for now, we're going to stick to the news. So without further ado, let's get the first headline.
So we have a bunch of very quick mentions. Disney had a pretty busy week this week, including Tom Brady spotted at Hollywood Studios this past Easter weekend, made a lightsaber, enjoyed the park, especially Hollywood Studios, Galaxy's Edge area. There were lots of photos of him in that area of the park. It's been speculated it was to celebrate his most recent Super Bowl win. However, he traditionally takes his kids with him on those trips, and all the images I saw was just him or him and one other person, but I didn't see his kids anywhere. So I'm wondering if it really was that big Super Bowl win. Disney on Brightline have begun their discussions about where in Disney Springs their new stop will be located. So there wasn't anything in particular about areas they had been discussing, just said that they have begun the discussion. That conversation has officially started. Disney Cruise Line also continues to suspend all their U.S. cruises through June of 2021, which is kind of anticipated, although some cruise lines have started their sailings outside of the U.S., but they've kept it a closed loop. They're not making any stops, no excursions. They just simply sail, stay on boat in port, and then sail back after they've refueled. In addition, we've got some aerial photographs that have been released, or I shouldn't say they've been released. They have surfaced of the Galactic Star Cruiser Resort. It looked like some drone footage has been uncovered, and they have confirmed in the location that is that Star Cruiser. And probably the biggest of the mentions this week, Run Disney has announced this year's theming of their virtual summer series to The Lion King. The 3 races are themed around the original animated feature film, the Broadway extension, and the most recent live-action remake. The 4 medals, 1 for completing each race and then 1 for completing all 3, feature different iconic symbols of the 3 iterations of The Lion King. So lots of little stories for quick little mentions. I don't know if any of you guys kind of wanted to chime in.
I just want to say I was amused by Tom Brady was spotted in Galaxy's Edge, and people were speculating because he typically does this after a Super Bowl wins. So he's won so many that now it's just this is what he typically does after he wins a championship in the NFL.
I would love to be so good at something that it's typical I go to Disney right after.
Typically, he just wins a Super Bowl, comes Disney. Last time I was at Disney, the time before the last time I was at Disney, they won and he was there with Julian Edelman, but it was a lot more
fanfare.
It was, they had a parade and all that stuff. I don't run, and now I'm not going to run, but Donnie, what's the deal with these virtual races? They're not worth it, right? Or are they worth it, or whatever? What do you make of them?
They're only worth it if you're into the medals, I think. Because I think it's $155 if you want to run the 3 races.
Yeah.
And you're basically paying for the medals, which they're very high quality medals But,
Oh yeah.
even for the run, like I did it the last summer one because the medals were based on rides. So I mean, when one of them was a haunted, Madame Leota, which was cool. But yeah, I can see it for people. I mean, for people who are, they don't run long distances or they're just getting started and they're good for that. But you can find other virtual races for a lot cheaper. You're paying for the Disney aspect of it. They're cool. It's cool to get that piece in, that box in the mail and see it. But I don't know. Unless you're really into the medals or the theme, then I don't really think it's worth it.
Yeah, they're just trying to make money.
Yeah, and then they are making, because I know they sold out. I mean, I think the only thing left is if you want to do the whole challenge of all of them, you can't get an individual one right now. And they went quick. So people, I mean, especially if you ever, I mean, I've only run the one Disney race, but I mean, if you run one, it's something to people are hurting for these live races to come back at Disney because it is a pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
I predict they'll be up and running this January.
I hope so.
Unless that Brazilian variant starts going nuts. But anyway.
Because if it is, I'm being dopey this year.
Let's hope not. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh, wait. The only other thing you were talking about the cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Disney could possibly do that too, because I know I think they're moving one of the cruise ships over to Europe. So they might be doing it like you said, with the just go out to sea. And the other thing they said, they did another little announcement about the new ship, the Wish, and they announced that Minnie is the captain instead of Mickey's always the captain of all the other ships. Minnie will be the captain of the new ship. That I think that just came out today.
Quick update. We've discussed the Walt Disney World Railroad in previous episodes. So just saying that engineers have been spotted laying the new tracks around the park for the railroad in Magic Kingdom. And while Disney themselves have not released any progress on the project, anticipated completion dates or any of that, it is a good sign that things are moving along. The train will reopen in the near future. Our guess is that it's for the 50th anniversary, but we have discussed how weird it is to not have that going around, kind of hear the whistle in the background and being able to utilize that during park visits.
Yeah, the train needs to come back.
Yeah.
As soon as possible.
Yep.
And honestly, I don't even want to hear about engineers until I hear it's a train engineer on that thing operating it again. No, but seriously, I mean, obviously, Tron. I think Tron has now established the room that it's going to take.
Yeah, so they can.
So I guess, yeah. So I would imagine they're ready to get that back up there pretty soon.
Well, have they removed the scrim from the train station yet? Or are they still doing that too? Because there was scrim. Was there scrim when we were there? Yes, right.
I don't remember.
At Christmas there was. I think I don't know what they're.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So we do have a couple of stories. So a lot of people this week have reported that the signature Trader Sam animatronic has been completely removed from the Magic Kingdom ride of the Jungle Cruise. There has been no comment from Disney yourselves regarding his removal, so it is left to speculation whether this is a permanent removal, if he will be replaced, if he'll be revamped in some way, with that announced retheming of the ride, returned at a later date, if he'll be replaced with a completely different animatronic altogether, since Disney did say the ride would remain open through the duration of the revamp. So a lot of people have posted the open space where Trader Sam used to be, and Disney has not actually commented on it themselves. So it's kind of left up in the air as to the fate of Trader Sam. Is that where the rocket is going to go, where Trader Sam was?
They gotta put probably. Actually, I didn't, and I said that excitedly because I didn't even think about it. You just said that probably.
Yep.
The rock's going.
That was
in
what
there.
crossed my mind.
People can live in denial. The movie, the animatronics going in there. There's no way around it. And let's just hope the movie's enjoyable enough for it to be like a welcomed edition versus a non-welcomed edition, because Johnny brought up in an earlier podcast that it'd be weird to get rid of Trader Sam because they have so much stuff like banked around them and themed around them, whatever. But obviously that stuff's going now too because he's gone.
Disney said that they're not changing the names of the bars. Either. So we're still going to have the Trader Sam's, which are super popular. I don't know.
So I wonder if there is a culturally sensitive character in the movie also named Trader Sam that they're going to reinvent. They made a movie. They're going to tie it in. The Rock's animatronic is going to go in there, though.
It's going to end up happening. I can feel it.
Prediction in April of 2021. So
this movie is coming out this summer, correct? It is coming out.
It was supposed to be out.
So.
It was supposed to be out last summer.
It was supposed to be last summer, and they moved this summer. So
I'm assuming it's going to be another Disney Plus release.
And then they would have till October to get this done. So there's plenty of time for the movie to come out, be successful, and throw them in there.
Hopefully they bring back Trader Sam in a way that it can be done right, I guess, is what I would say. That's what I think. Now I'm thinking about that's what's going to happen.
I hope so, because I can see they remove everything for it being inappropriate. So I think they should bring it back as a depiction of an exact depiction of what it should be, and not like if something is inappropriate or culturally insensitive, they just get rid of it altogether. They should bring back, because you gotta leave some sort of history in there, but do it in the appropriate way.
Yeah, fix the problem.
Yeah, but at least it's staying open during this whole refurbishment. That was a good thing. So it's not like one less ride down.
And the fact that Disney hasn't commented on it themselves gives me some kind of indication that maybe it's coming back, because I feel like they would have made a comment. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, we may find out more when Disneyland opens, because
that's true.
It'll be a matter of if theirs is still there or not as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We'll see.
All right, next up, we have Mears to take over for the Magical Express. Mears announced earlier today that they will start their direct service from Orlando Airport direct to the Disney area resorts beginning in the January of 2022. The new service, called Mears Connect, would essentially be the same service as Disney's Magical Express, which is set to end on January 1st of 2022. Except this would be a paid service, and without the Magical Express rep we've come to recognize and associate with Disney. So Mears has released a statement, quote, "We plan to offer the same level of experience, service, and convenience we've provided for the last 16 years on behalf of our longtime partner, as returning guests and first-time visitors can expect nothing less." I think they're really trying to hone the point that they've been the company behind the Magical Express for all of these years. So guests who utilize the Mears Connect can expect scheduled service, luggage handling, airport terminal staging, and return trips from resorts to the airport. In addition, Mears will offer enhancements to ensure greater convenience and vehicle options, so maybe some upgrades to vehicles. Pricing for all services will be announced later this year, along with the launch of a custom reservation platform, but nothing has been given as far as those details. Just kind of putting out there, they're calling it Mears Connect. Magical Express Light, just without the Disney wrap on the bus, and to look forward to maybe some upgrades.
What bothers me about this is the prices are not going to change. So they're going to take the wrapping off. Mears is going to take over again. They're going to charge you, and Disney's not going to change the price that used to include the ride.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, I
hate that. In so many ways,
Disney, I think Disney's
nonsense.
Disney saw Uber and Lyft taking some money away from people. People weren't using Magical Express, so they saw that as a loss. So, they just got rid of it. Now, maybe Mears feels they can make more money instead of being a partner with Disney. I don't know, but
essentially, Mears has done the work all these. According to Mears, 16 years, Disney was their long-term partner for it.
Yeah, because there'd be Mears buses. There's always be Mears buses without the wrap that would pick people up.
And I'm fine with that. Right. But they had a deal that made it so that it was included in our price.
It was that incentive, yeah.
We are the ones that get the the bad end of the stick on this one.
Yeah.
And it's not that big of a deal, except for, oh, this isn't that big of a deal. Then that's not that big of a deal. And this is not that big of a
Right.
deal. Next thing you know, you're out $300-400,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is whatever, but obviously, because it's not a necessity, but hate it.
I think based on the statement that Mears has released, they're really just trying to, if you weren't aware that Mears is the company who's been doing the driving, if you thought it was, a private company that Disney hired, I mean, technically it is, or Disney did it themselves, much like the inter-park busing or the hotel to park busing, that's all done by Disney. I think Mears is really just trying to say, hey, in case you didn't know, we're the ones who have been doing this all along. We're just getting our name out there instead of calling us Magical Express, which now Mears Connect. So I think Mears is trying to put themselves out in the forefront for people who weren't aware that they were doing the driving, and then just saying, well, we're going to do all the exact same things that Disney did because it was us anyway, but we're going to look into these upgrades. I think the website or the article I read had a couple quotes in it, but they was talking about reducing traffic, more fuel efficient or more green vehicles, kind of going around those kind of high occupancy vehicles, and then the reservation system, which I think is kind of what's happening with the Magical Express right now when they can't fill it up to capacity because of COVID.
Disney's expensive because quality service is the name of their game. And over the last 5 years, quality service is not the name of their game anymore.
No.
The bathrooms are dirty. The Mears shuttles are going to be Mears shuttles again. They're not going to run. Mears used to run. I was telling Sarah before the show, I remember going in Mears being the shuttle service that you would pay extra for, except for Disney was nowhere near as expensive. I mean, when you went in like 2008, it was like park passes were I don't know, $60 a day or something, 80. I don't know what they were, but look at the difference in price in that already. And now they're going to add this to it, and it's all little things, but they do it little by little just to save money on a vacation that's obnoxious as it is. It's
especially
obnoxious.
with the last year, they're going to be doing a lot of these things to try to make up for that, and then you're just going to forget about what you used to get, and then they'll just.
I get it, but newsflash, Disney, everybody was affected by this.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it. You made a surplus of money.
Yeah. If you ended the year and you're still in the black, it's still a good year.
I don't know.
Basically, Disney's offering no service because even when the train comes eventually, that's another price. So you're better. I mean, and then if you rent a car, you got to pay to park. It's all just
nonsense. And it's in my blog on www.clickdistakes.com if you want to read more about it. It's not worth staying on property anymore. I'm sorry. I'm completely on board with that now. I'm done with it.
Let's just rent a house, Tim. Let's just do this. We'll rent a house. It'll be like a 12 bedroom.
I'll see you at the Contemporary next year. No. Seriously,
we did this.
Seriously, if you do the math, you look at things. It's just ridiculous, the difference in price, and like especially if you do a multiple family trip. Now you get one of these houses that are kind of veering off subject a little bit, but whatever. You get these houses that are $1,000 or less for a week, and everyone can stay in it and have a better amenities and just tack a few Uber rides on because obviously you don't have a ride to the park anymore anyway. And like I said in the blog,
right?
I really miss those. I'm really gonna miss those Disney buses that never show up on time and bring me to where I want to go when I want to go there. I mean, I give them a little leeway. I understand they can't be right on the point, but Jesus, I'll sit in a booth and there'll be an estimated time, and then it'll go up 5 minutes, up 10 minutes, up 5 minutes, back up 5 minutes. I've literally had multiple times where it's gone up a half hour or 45 minutes before it gets there. So everything they're doing with all that stuff needs to stop. They need to get better. Need to go back to they've been better. Get back there.
Yeah.
Lame-o.
Oh boy.
Going on a rant.
All fired up, Tim.
I'm tired of
it.
They want. I'm looking at because I guess another reason why I'm thinking about all this stuff right now is because obviously we're talking about it, but I looked into July because Sarah had asked us, and I see these prices, and I'm like, why should I pay that? Why? So you can dupe me out of a ride to the parks. Although I guess they still would be having the shuttles then. But
Yeah, July.
You know what I
usually
mean.
is yeah.
like, you're gonna get me for that. What did that cost you? $35. You're gonna keep that money, and you're gonna charge me another $40. So now it's gone to $80.
It's all right, Tim. We got a guy. Don't worry about it.
I know you gotta. You shouldn't have to have a guy,
But we do.
but you do.
Our big story this week, Disney announced a slight relaxation in their face mask policy. They announced that they would begin relaxing the requirement that all guests adhere to their face mask policy for photo pass pictures only. And this is something that we kind of discussed a couple weeks ago. So Disney did release a statement saying that beginning Thursday, April 8th, guests who utilize Disney Parks photo pass service are allowed to take their masks off for the duration of the photo only. Park guests who are taking their own photos must keep masks on. Some photo pass operators began doing the maskless photos on the 7th, much to guests' delight and excitement, but it was official on the 8th. So this is kind of exciting. Johnny and I were just saying, like, we have all these family vacation photos and they're all masked. So
especially with the new castle, with the new paint, everybody, everybody wanted that family photo in front of it, and at least now you can get it without a mask.
I mean, it was nice when the crowds were low. They just finished putting all the bunting and the gold leaf, like the drapings and all the accoutrement on the new castle decor for the 50th. That was kind of one of the things that I started. They finally put that all up. So now you can get your picture with the completed castle, fresh paint job, all the gold leafing with no masks on.
Now, do they charge a fee to take the mask off?
No, but they charge a fee to get the magic, the memory maker.
You can only do the photo pass. You got to pay for photo pass. So
oh yeah, actually, I'm making a joke. You're right.
Unless you're a pass holder, but you got to pay the $100.
But that's wrapped into your costs. So
you got to pay the $160 or what is $170.
How is that not the shiciest thing you ever heard in your life?
Well, if you think about it beforehand, Disney used to take the exact same photo from the exact same spot with guest cell phones or cameras or whatever, and not charge for that, which I was surprised that they would do it. With COVID, they've stopped.
They should
and I understand why.
Well, I get that, yes.
I can now see them saying, sorry, it's photo pass only for no masks and COVID, and we're not going to go back to that because they can't make money off people who are taking literally the exact same photo.
When COVID's done, they're still not, the whole them holding your camera is gone. That's just gone. That's something
that's what I'm saying.
Photo pass. Yeah, that's not coming back.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So another thing, like I said a couple of podcasts ago, that they're doing this for COVID, they're doing that for COVID. Yeah, they're using COVID too for to manipulate certain situations.
Like it makes me wonder if. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and Universal's been doing this the whole time.
Oh, Universal's laughing all the way to the bed.
Since Universal opened, you could take a photo as long as you were distant from people and take your mask off. And now we're over a year over a year into the thing, but almost a year into since they've reopened, and now we can just take it off, but for a fee, for almost a $200 fee.
Get someone get a new CEO. This guy's terrible.
It makes me wonder how much longer Disney was going to let that happen before COVID hit. Like, were they going to say, okay, at Thanksgiving, at Christmas, at the end of this year, we no longer do that. And then COVID came, they're like, hey, we're not doing that because it's not safe, but also we're losing out on money.
Yeah. And also we're going to put boxes there.
Thing is, we knew when he became CEO, he was all about the money guy and taking away experience. And it's just it's happening just like everybody said it was going to happen when he was named CEO. They need to get Josh tomorrow as CEO.
I understand wanting more money. You're a business. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But do it better. Like, don't do it by cutting things. Do it by getting so much better at something else. You can just justify charging more. I'd rather get on that train.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Disney was always a profitable business, but they always had that thing of you'll get no better service than when you're at Disney. Even then, it was still making a ton of money, and now it's kind of.
I don't think it's that great anymore. I don't think it's that great anymore.
I mean, I will say the cleanliness that I'm that kind of person where when I go places, I do kind of notice, like, is it clean? Is it maintained? The maintenance of the park itself is great. When we went this summer, there were people literally just standing there to clean things. They didn't interfere. You didn't really notice them. We had gone over to the Aloha aisle to get myself a Dole Whip because it's not Disney without a Dole Whip. And there was a woman who was standing there who I didn't notice her at first, who about every 40 seconds, 45 seconds, she would just walk by and she would go up and down and spray the hand railings on those few steps. And she'd go down one way, clean. It was impeccable. It was like a timed, like a bell went off and she would go. She was cleaning the little rocks that people would lean against, things that you wouldn't think of to be a touch point that people had touched. And she was just going. So even with COVID, but even before that, you'd see people in the park cleaning up, or the people who have the little, like the butler and the broom who kind of clean up like the popcorn stuff or whatever that gets spilled. And they make the drawings out of like little puddles. We saw was it Donald Duck? Oh no, I saw you were doing something with the boys. We're waiting for a dinner reservation at Liberty Tree Tavern, and a cast member just drew a Donald Duck out of a little rain puddle on the ground. But there's always someone, it's always clean. In that respect, I do think Disney still has it, but as far as, the bang for your buck, the quality of what you're getting, I think it's petering off.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are cast members that do great job work, and
Absolutely.
that they're still cleanlier than most places you go.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like 20 years ago was way different. Like you will run into a dirty spot in a bathroom here and there now at Disney. It just didn't happen ever 20 years ago, 10 years, probably even 10 years ago. And I don't know. I just think that once again, if you're going to, all right, fine, get us with the prices. We get it. It's a vacation destination, get us, but don't start getting lax, and don't start nickel and dime stuff is sickening though. That's the thing. Stop with that stuff. Stop with the trying to pretend like it's an innocent move with the Mears and all that, and just say what it is. You don't want to pay, so you're not going to pay. Whatever. It's so cheesy, and your resorts are obnoxious. They're obnoxiously priced. The value resorts on value resorts anymore like $130 or more a night.
Well, their value compared to the other resorts.
Oh, well, yeah. Well,
it's all relative,
I guess. Well, in that case, let's just jack the price up of the contemporary up to $4,000 a night, and then we'll move the values up to $700.
Right.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get. It was not that long ago when I could stay at the All-Star Sports for like $79.
Mm-hmm.
And that's reasonable. That's like a value on a vacation.
Yeah. But that also tied in. That was before hotels had flat rates. It was this much. Now Disney has, depending on the day and the season and this and that. It's
the day.
Oh yeah, it's our fault too.
Yeah, there's no more dead season. We were just talking about this last week. There's no more dead season.
Mm-hmm. That's what's getting us. All right, then that is going to be it. And it's probably good because it's not good for my blood pressure to be getting all upset about Disney's ridiculous prices. All right, so we'll be back next week. Once again, quickdiztakes.com, our new website, which I did not mention on our podcast last week.
Oops.
I really need to push the website because people don't know it. Some people just don't know it exists. Yeah, and the Quick Diz Takes Facebook, and obviously like every time you watch the video or listen to the podcast, and review it well. If you like it, we appreciate that. Share, word of mouth, over the internet, whatever it is, we appreciate it. And we will see you next week.